Hi, my name's Chris and I am an electrician. I've always been around construction. My father was a builder, so since I was young I've always been on sites. So I was kind of drawn to the construction industry, and then later on I chose to be an electrician. My role's typically organisation and of everyone, organisation of jobs. I look at jobs and quote jobs, and then I try my best to actually work on the tools for at least 3/4 of the day. Yeah, whether it's running new cables or data cables or fibre cables. Yeah, I've always enjoyed the organisation side, but at the end of the day, practical is what I love to do. So I love getting involved in a switchboard and from start to finish. Well, I mean, it's so vague. We start at communications, so we do all sorts of data, optical fibre, all your internet cabling, or your IT side of the cabling, and then we go as far as your domestic houses, power and lighting, and then we go to commercial, it's like the CLI, and then we even do transformers where the HV comes off the street, and then we go from there. So it's really diverse, and what we do is really diverse. A lot of people focus on one part of the industry, but we like to do it all, so no week is the same. Yeah, a lot of apprentices start with, well, before they're apprentice, start with a TAFE course, which gets them the tools, the safety, and a little bit of knowledge before they start their apprenticeship. So that's called pre-vocational studies. And then after that, then they'll do their block studies each year as an apprentice for 4 years. And after that, they'll sit an exam called a capstone test, and after they've done their time, their hours, then they're qualified. I didn't do the capstone because that wasn't available then. I actually had a lot of knowledge on the construction industry already, so I kind of just started straight away. And the capstone exam, which they have had for a while now, wasn't around when I was there, so I just did my 4 years being tested along the way, and then once I finished, yeah, I got my licence. Yeah, I've done a business management course, which is, in order to run a company, it's compulsory. In regards to management, no, that's kind of all I've done. So yeah, it's always been what I've wanted to do since the start. I love to communicate with clients. Even when I wasn't in my own company, I kind of ran the jobs and had that one-on-one basis with clients, and I enjoy that bit. I love being involved from the very start to the very finish of the job, because that's probably the highlight of my job, seeing it come from the ground up and finished. So that's probably the main thing. Yeah. This is a very bespoke building, so there's lots of very particular lighting, and when I look at the lighting, I look at how much work goes into everything that's here. It's really different and is like an amazing project to be able to be a part of, because it's something that you can be quite proud of and show people around and say, yeah, we did that. So, but the great thing about this is we started this a long time ago, maybe 3.5+ years, by getting more classrooms from the ones that were being demolished. And so that started a long time ago, the process, the build up to finally starting and building this, which took a long time, longer than expected, but it's worth it. Delays and things like that, the best thing you can do is communication. So as soon as someone asks for a project and to be delivered on a certain time, then I have to make sure that the people that I get the materials from can meet those demands and stay on top of them. It doesn't always happen, but all you can do is communicate constantly, and then no one's blindsided. So yeah, I mean, a lot of them are typical life skills, but communication has got to be the number one thing. I mean, your communication to clients, my communication to my employees, even my communication to apprentices, teaching through the process. Multitasking is probably another big thing, because on a set day there are always more than one thing happening at once. Definitely helps to have the skills of multitasking. Looking ahead, planning. In your head, you plan the whole job before you start, and that way you can see the end goal before you start, so you have a good idea of what's going to happen. It's pretty much a lot of like soft skills, but very important in the majority of industries, but yeah, definitely. I mean, communication is something that you can just practice every day. Multitasking, I don't know, you could practice in the kitchen, you could practice in lots of different things just to get that skill. Looking ahead is, you can do that with schoolwork. You can do that with everything, just to plan your whole job out and see how it's going to end up, and then aim towards that goal. For me, it's, like I said, starting the job from nothing to a finished job. I love being there from the start to the finish. Electricians are typically the last there because we have to wait for paint and a lot of the finishes to be done before we then put in our lights and PowerPoints and data. So we are always the last one there, and we're also first because we need to do underground work before building starts. So that's what I love. I love seeing the end product. Well, there is actually a process that is involved with in the industry. Is basically I basically report to the builder, and then they'll report to the engineer and the architect, and then it'll come back that way. That's the way we kind of communicate. But on site with other builders and other trades, we just communicate. And it doesn't always work. I mean, there's lots of clashes where things are meant to be, but you just have to resolve it and move on. Everyone wants to get the job finished, so just work together. That's best case scenario. Professionally, I mean, the last few years has definitely been acquiring materials, and that's probably one of the main things there. On an electrical kind of work-wise, we still need to crawl through ceilings, and we still need to crawl under buildings, hop in pits that haven't been opened for 15 years, full of water. And I mean, there's some negatives, but yeah, you just get in there and get it done. Personally, I guess the only challenges I have in this is just trying to keep a good work-life balance. It's probably the most important thing. So I could work for 16, 18 hours a day. I mean, there's that much work to do, but I've got to scale back and yeah, keep myself sane. There's a lot of technology changing constantly, but we just need to keep involved and up to date. But at this stage, we can divert into the solar and battery, which is, it's happening. Hydro, there's plenty of alternative power sources that we need to be involved with. But at the end of the day, the infrastructure of a building is still going to be fairly similar, I guess. So that's kind of what the future holds. So when there's heaps of work on, there's always an influx of apprentices. So right now they're probably building up a lot of apprentices, but now we're just lagging from the past where there hasn't been much work. So about 10 years ago, there was a big drop in work, and then when that happens, there's a shortage of apprentices. And right now, we're now paying for those low periods where the consistent apprentices were coming through. So probably the most common answer for the business is employment. We struggle to find electricians because there's such a shortage, and we want to build a company that has like a family kind of based, whereas everyone kind of gets on really well, and we can just trust the employee to do what they have to do. There'll be times when the industry will go quiet. With the Olympics coming up, I'm not sure that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens after 2032. But yeah, well, our company is trying to do something that maybe it does happen out there, but we're not sure it happens. We are trying to collaborate with other electricians because we still are kind of going through a labour shortage. So what we've tried to do is work with other electricians where we would take some electricians to help us out in a job, and then we help them out. If we can't do a job, we try to involve other electrical companies to do that work, so that, yeah, we're not fighting each other, we're working with each other. So hopefully that's something that can be implemented. Competition is always been fierce, but I guess it's easier right now because there is so much work, so there isn't much as much competition. But yeah, just building, like I have lots of friends that have their own electrical companies as well, so we like to get together and kind of work with each other. If I have a problem, I can ask them, and they have a problem, they can ask me. So yeah, we all have very diverse, different types of electrical, so we just work with each other. I guess my advice would be to go with work experience first. We do take on a lot of work experience kids, and don't take work experience with one company, take them with multiple companies to really get an essence of different types of, because there are such a broad range of electrical. You may just do, like us, we may do a construction site, and we may be here for just 2 years straight doing just this building. Whereas other people will be doing domestic houses, and then there's service work, so you'll be doing 6, 7 different jobs in a day. So get out there and just try multiple different companies: construction, domestic, industrial, and maintenance. Give them all a go, and then see what happens. See which one you like. Well, I just personally, when I go home, that's it. I stop. I don't do any work until about 8 o'clock at night. Then I may do a little bit of computer work, because at the end of the day, I can do all the hands-on work, but the paperwork has to keep on going. And just a policy that our company has is we just don't work weekends. We keep our weekends sacred, and we like to keep it that way. We will do the odd job if we have to. If there's a shutdown or something like that, we'll do it. But generally, Saturdays and Sundays are our days. I guess the only other thing is that being an electrician, I also did a lot of traveling around the world. And so being an electrician, it's the same concept everywhere. It's just different codes which you can learn. So I've been an electrician in many countries. So instead of doing jobs that you might not want to do, you can go there and also be an electrician. And that was great. I've done some really fantastic jobs overseas, and that was really, really helpful. So yeah.